South Jamaica, baby, they made me to be the greatest. Serving the deed of my creators, fresh off of my high haters. It's the king again, Magdalene, chauffeured, bragging and boasting.
Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if this is your first time here. It's your boy Dollars. It's another day, another dollar video, and I'm going to be checking out this video about a psychic medium. Apparently, she predicted that Diddy would be getting sued by Cassie, and she predicted a couple other things like months ago, and she got a couple more predictions she's making. So I want to check this video out. I mean, he was accurate about that, right? So I can only imagine what other things she might predict that might actually happen. But, you know, it's not good to indulge in those type of things, you know, psychic readings, tarot cards, all that type of stuff. That's like witchcraft, demonic. And, you know, I know some people have their opinions, but, you know, if you actually do the real research on that shit, that is demonic. But, you know, I thought this would make for an interesting video. She's also mentioning Offset. I wonder what she got to say about Offset. So let's hop into this and check it out.
I just kept hearing that. So there's a connection there too. I don't know what it is. He may know something and he may say something, or somebody connected to him may know something. I don't know. There is a connection there. Anyway,
connection to what? Diddy?
There's a definite connection there. Watch for March of 2024, March, April, Easter time frame, Easter, Lamb, Easter. Watch for that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what's happening there, but it might be nothing, but that's what I just heard. So I'm going to put it out there, put myself out on a ledge again. I am seeing something by March with P-Diddy, another level of this. We're not done. It's like he's going to have to keep putting tarps over the hole in the roof because the rain keeps coming through. So just when he thinks he covered up the hole, another hole starts down there. And when he thinks he covered that hole, another hole starts over there. So it's not going to stop. Like he's not.
I mean, listen, with the reputation that Diddy has and the amount of people he done probably pissed off over the years, and, you know, Diddy's been around since the early 90s. You can only imagine if he got any skeletons in his closet, they might start popping up now more than ever. But it is interesting, like all these years, why hasn't anybody stepped forward before? Why hasn't anybody made these type of claims before? I believe Cassie. I believe Diddy actually did those things to her. You know, he paid that money pretty fast too to quiet her. You know, to anybody that was saying like, oh, but why did she take so long? And I understand that, but you got to realize Diddy's on another level. He's a gatekeeper. He's a gatekeeper and he's a billionaire. So you got to move a little bit smarter when you're dealing with those type of people. They got a little bit more resources and they can, you know, make people disappear, all types of shit. Anyway, let's check this. Anyway, let's get right back into this.
Not off the hook. He may have paid Cassie, and good for her for getting out of it. Horrific, horrific, horrific. Horrific. It doesn't matter who you slept with. Why is that blackmail? Stand up and say, this dude drugged me and he did this. She finally said it. And he doesn't want to face what he's done, but it doesn't matter. He's exceptionally psychic, by the way, so he gets physical feelings on when this is coming down, and he kind of knows it. And when he talks about Kim Porter, even though he's all nice and all good, like meaning talks nicely about her, at least publicly, to his kids, shuts
baby
the
mama
wall down with her. I don't even know. I shut it. He's trying to feel her energy. And I'm going to put it this way. Once she ended up dead, okay, Kim Porter, when she died, and they use the word dead wrong, because when we pass out of this physical existence, we are not dead. Dead is the absence of God in your life. So to step away from God, okay, and your soul is to be dead, we pass out of our physical
I agree with
body,
that,
as Kim did. Another thing that I'm being shown is that he doesn't own all his wealth. It's a weird thing to say. He's got allegedly $700 million, if not more. That's just like, I mean, that's going back into the mid-2000s when they guesstimated that. It's not his money I'm being shown. So when they tell you these people have that money, he cannot do what he wants with all that money.
That's one thing she's actually right about. You know, they say that these people are puppets, right? That they are controlled. So the money that they have, they really have no say on how it's used, what they could spend it on. They have like handlers, bro. But I would think that people, since there's levels to it, I would think people that's on that Jay-Z Diddy level can use their wealth a little bit more than others or for whatever they want. But that's kind of crazy. She's talking some real shit right there, bro. You know, because I heard that before, that all the houses that they have, all the money they have, like, they don't have no say in that. They got the money, they have that money, but their handlers are the ones that's running everything. So it's wild.
That's a trick. It's a trap. It doesn't exist. I'm being told it doesn't exist. That does not mean he doesn't have 13 homes, a bunch of nice ass clothes, cars, Lamborghinis, women, tricks, you know, every equipment. He is given those things with part of the money, but he doesn't have control over it all. And they are siphoning it for him right now. I'm seeing it like a milkshake, and there's a straw, and his wealth is being sucked. So by him agreeing to pay Cassie off, the others are coming behind until there's a complete and utter takedown of P-Diddy and his 3 right-hand men. Okay? 3. So there's going to be a takedown that comes in with that. And he's going to try to step away. They're not done. And here's another thing I'm being shown. Okay? I don't know how to word this. This, to me, reminds me of like a binding spell in voodoo. And I don't know what I'm talking about with that. But his mouth is being sewn up. So when I see his face, the image I get is the mouth is being sewn up.
Is that like spiritually?
So he is going to be unable to speak for some reason. I can't talk. I cannot speak for myself anymore.
I mean, usually your lawyers would say to stay quiet. If there's any type of legal situation, you know, they're going to tell you not to speak on it. So I don't know about that one. But I'm feeling like she's meaning more in a spiritual sense, that he can't speak. Like she sees him getting his mouth sewn up and shit like that. I don't know, man. It's wild. But look, bro. No, there's a lot of people that's still sleepwalking in this world, that they don't understand what's going on, bro. A lot of these entertainers, influencers, celebrities, artists, they're in bed. They're in bed with some real evil shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
This to me sounds like a losing of faculties, a losing of thought, a losing of thinking. I cannot speak, but it's sewed up around his mouth. That's actually how I'm seeing it. They're going to stitch his mouth shut. Why? I ask why. This is how it works for me. So when something hits me, I get impressions, and I just express those impressions. I could be right, I could be wrong, obviously. Nobody's 100% right. It's always worked this way for me. So when I ask him energetically, meaning in my head, however you want to word that, when I ask her why his mouth is being sewn up, it's because of his mentors, and they don't want it coming out over here, even though some of them are outing themselves. These are old guys connected to old style Motown. And she's showing me that he's being shut up from outing them or from speaking about.
I was already thinking that too. Like, you know, the fact that he's under the fire, they don't want him to bring them down with him type shit. You know, it's like the Epstein situation, bro. He had dirt on a lot of people, and it's just amazing how his secretary, there was a trial and there was names mentioned that still haven't came to the light. Like, what's going on with that? Like, that's something that the people should have still been on some, like, yo, we want to know. Everybody that was involved with that dude, they just swept it under the rug, you know, because there's some powerful people involved with that dude. The rabbit hole goes deep, man.
About them for some reason. So there's
rabbit
a
hole goes really deep
going on here, and there's a total takedown of him. He is being sacrificed. So he may think he gets away with stuff. He may think it's cool he does what he does, but now he's the sacrificial lamb.
And that's the thing. If he feels that way, he might be like, you know what? I know you did this, that, and that. I'm taking y'all with me. I'm not going to be the only one that goes down. I don't know, though, man. I really don't know. We got to wait and see what's going to happen with him. I didn't think that this would affect him too much because he paid her off. And, you know, the way the internet works, bro, people be upset for like a week and then next week they on to the next shit. So who knows how this is really gonna play out moving forward.
And I do mean that. There's something that comes up with him in March, speaking of the lamb, during the Easter time frame, March, April, right in that time frame. That's why I said lamb. There's something else that's going to come up with him. We are not done. It is a complete takedown, and then you will see this man's energy. So his 3 close right-hand people, and I have no idea who they are. I don't know who he considers close. There might be people he's seen with in public, and they might not actually be his 3 right-hand men. His responsibility goes long and far, but on a frequency level, astral level, which means when the physical body stops breathing, we step out into the realm around us. So it's like stepping into the air, into the ethers, except there's a doorway into another energy frequency. That's all it is a frequency, like a radio station, okay? So when we're talking about it, he steps into a different
She giving me some Insidious vibes, bro.
frequency, and they are blocking him. So you're not going to be able to connect with his energy as you evolve. I mean, you the people, we the people, all of us are not going to understand like where his power's gone, because it's going to be so obvious that we don't focus on him. And as a result of that, he cannot continue to do what he does. That is the balancing of karma. It's balance. Karma is not vindictive, it's balance. So when somebody is not responsible for their repercussions on earth and think they can just shove it under the counter, there is a strong female connected to Kim who's going to come out with more information, and it involves her family members and him, okay? Strong thing. A lot of people knew what this man did. That was confusing to me because I understand money and power, and I understand.
What I heard about that situation was apparently Kim Porter had like a book coming out, and they said he didn't want that to come out. So one thing led to another. The thing is too, like, again, once you have that level of power, you can keep stuff like that quiet. But now that the cracks are starting to show, the chinks in his armor are starting to show, now it might be harder to suppress that information because everybody got, you know, their fangs out. They're looking like sharks in the ocean with blood in the water. Like, you know, they could see the blood. So, you know, everybody's going to start coming at him and more information might leak. But I mean, look, what happened with the Tupac situation? Tupac's murderer got caught. Apparently Diddy was involved with that. Like, and he's still free. Like, is there an investigation with that? Like, there's so much shit going on right now with Diddy that, I mean, things may escalate or like this shit might get swept under the rug. I really don't know, bro. At the end of the day, there's other shit going on in the world that's more important. But, you know, for the sake of covering it, I'm covering it.
As is the case with Harvey Weinstein, a lot of people knew what was going on and nobody said anything until everybody said everything. We're seeing the
exactly
same takedown.
Like I just said.
The time frame that we're in, Earth or this planet, is evolving, and it is a spiritual war. So if you are harming the essence and frequency of another person and you continue to do it right now, your repercussions are to be removed from that frequency. Now, what does P-Diddy need most? He needs our attention, our admiration. He needs us to pay attention to him. He needs us on a frequency level. So this is what's happening to him.
Kind of get like, they say that they harvest people's energy. You know, those Satanists and all those evil people, like, they feed off the negative energy of people, the fear, adrenochrome, shit like that. So that's why, you know, when you see bad things happening in the world, those are usually manipulated and by design so they could harvest your energy. That's why sometimes it's not good to give everything your energy, bro. You got to protect your energy, keep it focused on God. Like, that's how you protect it.
He's not, people are not going to respond. Like, he can walk down the street and people will not notice him. I mean, they might, but it's not going to be the same where people are like, oh my God. And there are younger musicians that are going to come out against him.
It's just people don't care about him no more.
The bodies that are buried, okay? So the bodies that are buried, they're going to talk about it. Talk about it. There are men in other countries who are going to speak about it. There is political connections to him in other countries and this country. They're going to speak about it. He will not be able to speak.
But that's the thing too, is like, okay, everybody has the pitchforks ready for Diddy. Like there ain't 100 other people like him in the industry doing it. You know, he's not the only one. There's a lot of them, politicians too, like actors, people from all types of walks of life that are involved with that. So, I mean, yeah, it's good that people are shining a light on this, but there's way more shit going on than just Diddy, bro, and more people involved.
And his money, that huge amount of wealth. I mean, what are you going to spend that on? But do you ever wonder why these people only donate to specific organizations in a specific way, as opposed to, for example,
trafficking,
leaving 600 million of the 700 million to help the homeless in LA or help people in the Ukraine or whatever it is? Yeah, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen because he doesn't have control of that money. I'm literally being shown that. He has a lot of that money, but not all.
I mean, even if he did have control, he probably wouldn't even spend his money on that anyway.
So this other woman looks like an actress as well, who was very close to Kim Porter. And she had, I'm just going to say it, like strawberry hair, or the hair is strawberry. She prefers that color. She's been secretly working behind the scenes to get information. And don't think if you're in his circle or you're around him that you're untouchable, because they're telling me he is being brought down. He is being sacrificed in favor of his mentor. So there is a mentor that did to him what he did to this current girlfriend and to Kim Porter and every other person that he's been around to take advantage of on an energetic level. He is now going to...
The way to look at it with these Satanists, bro, is like Star Wars, bro. The Sith. You know, you'll have a master and you'll have one under the master. But meanwhile, the master has to be taken out for the one under him to take over. Like Vader and Palpatine. Palpatine knew Vader was stronger than him, and Vader was supposed to take over after Palpatine, but it's just like you have a mentor, but you can't trust him. You know, it's like dog eat dog world type shit. You know, I know I botched that analogy, but anybody that watched Star Wars know what I mean. It's sort of like that, where you have the apprentice and the master, but it's a messed up relationship. Like, not like a real apprentice or like a real master, because they use each other.
Reap that. That is now happening to him because they don't want the person who groomed him to go down. And that guy hides in the background. There's a whole bunch of like political stuff going on. Like there's political stuff. There's ties to this country, that country. Don't think it's just about the music. The clothing was the clothing people love. I've talked to dudes that love the clothing. You hear the kids in school, they all want to wear the clothing, right?
Nobody's wearing Diddy's clothing.
Is a front for something else. The clothing is a front. Of course, they have to produce clothing, obviously, or you can't sell clothing, but it's a front for something else. That clothing traveled all over the world. What happened as that clothing was traveling all over the world? That too is going to be rectified. So this man's going down. Within 4 years, I see his energy kind of whitewashed out, and I don't feel he's around. I know that something comes up around Easter time in reference to him and other people accusing him. I don't feel he's going to go to court ever. I feel it's going to be a continuation of dominoes until he can't take it anymore. And then there is a moving away, both in a physical sense and an energetic sense. But remember, they are shutting his mouth. He cannot speak. So that's coming up on him. Like, that's happening. They're literally,
I mean, he's so involved with that shit that I don't even think he would open his mouth, bro. Like I said, he's one of the gatekeepers. He knows what he's doing and what can happen to him if he speaks. If he's doing it to other people, what makes you think he don't know what can happen to him? I don't feel like he would ever turn, or he's not gonna Kanye it. See how Kanye started saying a lot of things? I don't think he's gonna go that route, bro. I feel like they're gonna try to protect him. Like, why? What do they got to gain by him going down? He's one of their biggest puppets. Like, I don't know.
Energetically shutting his mouth. So he can't even defend himself. He won't even be able to speak to justify what he did. You know, some people are like, yeah, but she deserved it or he deserved it. That's not even going to happen. He can't say it. They are shutting him down from communicating. He should not be trusting anybody around him, like nobody, because they will turn on him, and there's 3 people directly close and tied to him that are going to go down as well. And by go down, I mean lose their money, their status, and their power, and be energetically.
All right, man, I think we're going to end the episode there. It's like nothing else for me to gain from this video. I mean, who knows if she's really on point, but apparently, you know, I'm hearing that she was accurate about some stuff she predicted before. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy. You know, like I said, though, this other shit happening in the world is people tend to get caught up with all this shit. It could be a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's other things happening that we need to be paying attention to. But y'all let me know your thoughts if you're interested in this controversy. Make sure y'all subscribe to my second channel, the DollaCast, because I cover these type of videos more on that channel than this one. But I felt like this one was better for a reaction. Anyway, it's your boy Dollars. I'ma holla. You off this.
For my time goes by, they gon' raise a nigga jersey in the sky. Treat a nigga right, big dreaming on my life. Shorty wanna get some air, I go and get her when I fly. Taking off on these niggas I retire. The minute I catch fire, I smoked them all before, just revisiting the high.